What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. We have some tea to get into. But before we get into this tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else. Okay? Look, y'all, we obviously have some tea per usual. And the tea today is Hannah Montana. Per usual, right? Because I've been obsessed with Hannah Montana literally since I've been, I don't know, what, 2006? She popped out the womb. But come on, I remember the day that I saw the Best of Both Worlds promo before Hannah Montana even came on the screen. I was obsessed with Lizzie McGuire. She really paved the way for a lot of Disney Channel acts who do acting and singing and cross over into the mainstream music space, because before Hilary Duff, it wasn't really a thing. Like, they looked at Hilary Duff like, girl, like, is you crazy? You know what I mean? But, you know, with the success of her being on Disney Channel, and people have to really take into account, Lizzie McGuire didn't have a lot of seasons. Lizzie McGuire had 2 seasons. That's it. Period. Right. And the fact that she was able to do so much within that time frame, even be the first Disney Channel movie to actually be a theatrical release, right? Lizzie McGuire really set that tone, and Hannah Montana really got to follow in the pavement that Miss Hilary Duff had laid down. So, I just remember the feeling of Hilary Duff really being in this it girl era and passing this torch down to Miley, because what Lizzie McGuire was about 2002-ish, maybe till about 2004. So Hannah Montana came about 2 years after Lizzie McGuire was really finite, you know? And, when Hannah Montana really stepped onto the scene, it was this overwhelming amount of people who connected to her. And that was so obvious. So I think that it's such a fitting thing for the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana to be something big. I don't think it needs to be something, just lackadaisical, blah, 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 because we heard Miley say that she, has been really thinking about it and been wanting to really create and curate something special for this 20th anniversary. And look, we know Miley's mind changes like the wind. I'm so serious. Like, the wind's blowing right now east, in about 2 seconds is going to go west, and Miley's mind is going to change like a complete 180. That's not a joke. And, I absolutely kind of love that for her, because I just feel like she just goes with the flow whenever. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I'm allowed to change. And as I do, I adjust, and that's fine with me. And she doesn't judge herself for that. And I love that, because I just feel like it keeps things so fresh, and you can really see that in her music. But the funniest thing happened, right? So her saying that sparked something that was entirely unexpected. And, you know, Miley Cyrus's fans, they know that Miley is not promoted or isn't outside and doesn't utilize her social media in the ways that could really help her presence overall in the industry, whatever, right? Because Miley Cyrus, but from when she got that Grammy, she really heightened the price on her, and it was already massive, but it really went up. And a lot of people usually capitalize on that, but we know Miley Cyrus doesn't care. Right. But it's just the fact that, I guess, when her team does step on social media, they talk in third person, and it kind of just is not handled the way that we know that it could be. So fans take things into their own hands, and oftentimes they create their own narratives, like Flower. Miley Cyrus is filming the music video for Flowers in the house that Liam cheated on her 18 times. Like, these are things that fans, they're just making up narratives because it's going to, and it's, you can call it a form of quote unquote rage bait, but it's not really causing rage, but it's causing people to engage with this form of media because of the drama attached to it, and people kind of already know that. So when it came to the Hannah Montana anniversary, they were just kind of like, you want to know, Miley Cyrus announced this Hannah Montana 20th special, and they went and created this whole quality, crafty promo of this Hannah Montana wig, having this dark aesthetic to it. And it just, it looked like she was coming back home with Disney on the bottom right. And, this is something that her fans have been doing for years. This isn't anything new, right? And the creation of this promo video by a Miley Cyrus fan account, which usually promotes the hell out of Miley. Let's be real. This tweet got 500,000 likes. 500,000 likes. It ended up on news channels, not only local channels, but all over the country. They had picked up on the 20th anniversary of Hannah Montana. So widespread international coverage this fake tweet got. And I was just thinking in my head, like, I'm not mad at this person because this person released a statement like, I didn't expect it. Of course you didn't. Why would you expect that 500,000 people in the entire globe would pick up on a promo that you just put out there? I mean, this has been something that has been happening on a regular basis. This isn't anything new to Miley Cyrus fans, like I just said. So it was really interesting to see how people really gravitated to the idea, right? Because that's all that was founded on. All of this is founded on an idea, not official, you know, well, nothing's official. Let's leave it at that. Nothing is set in stone here. But here's what I'll say about what happened with the news channels picking this up and this tweet getting 500,000. Disney sees that. And we're in a time and age where people don't want to invest in anything unless they know they're going to get the return, even if it's quality art. But what this just showed Disney is that we have a massive audience right here. Miley released a whole album and a whole film, and none of her tweets or announcements have gotten 500,000. And I guarantee you a lot of those people who are up liking that tweet have no idea that she just released a film and a whole album. An album of quality, experimental, a pop opera film. Like, you know what I mean? And somebody, brought this to the people's attention. Like, and Miley has always felt that way. Like, people paid more attention to her when she put the Hannah Montana wig on. And even to this day, some of that still holds weight. But the idea is Miley Cyrus is Hannah Montana. And she realizes how integrated into people's lives that she now is. Miley Cyrus is integrated into Hannah Montana. When we bought the Hannah Montana 2 soundtrack, we also bought Meet Miley Cyrus. So we were never getting Hannah Montana without Miley Cyrus. We were never getting Miley without Hannah. We got the best of both worlds tour. We always got both of them because even though Hannah Montana, especially season 1, she went everywhere as Hannah Montana, not Miley. She was Hannah Montana. She was literally, was it Jay Leno? Was it The Tonight Show? She was literally going on late night shows with the wig on and performing as Hannah Montana. They sent her to Disneyland to perform as Hannah Montana. She's performing everywhere, right? So the whole idea of Herbie and Miley, they're essentially just pushing that to the back. But obviously, as we went on, we got to the second soundtrack, even to the third season, like, we're starting to see that, okay, there is Hannah Montana, but there is also Miley Cyrus at the same time. And so I think that helped going forward with everybody identifying Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus as the same person. So even though we are seeing people really going up for the Hannah Montana wig, I think that people understand that this is Miley Cyrus at the end of the day because she has separated herself from this character already. But we also know that this character exists in its own entity, right? Miley Cyrus is, we have Ashley O, we have Hannah Montana, and we have Miley Cyrus, all of which have charted on Billboard. And that is insane as 3 different people. So, you got to give it up to the girl. And I just feel like what a wonderful full circle moment it would be to have this little reunion. Now, what do I think it should be, right? I think that she should do a whole Hannah Montana show. She should re-record these songs and then perform them. I think that she should do something similar to, the concerts that she would throw just before they would film the series. So that way they would have footage to put inside the show. I think she should do one of those. A one night only, you throw on that wig, you re-record these songs, you do a whole show, and then we move on. But also attached with that, I would like to see something similar to a Friends reunion. So give people that and give people a concert, and you're going to have satisfied people. Period. Put that concert on Disney Plus for us to keep forever. Do not remove it like in the summer vacation. I would like to keep coming back to watch it. Uh huh. Yeah, because this whole lost media thing, so over it. Anywho, so that's what I would like to see. I would like to see Hannah Montana's biggest hits. But I would also like to see some moments of mashups. You know what I mean? Because we are not going to have time to go through all four Hannah Montana, you know, soundtracks. Let's be real. And I feel like the focus isn't going to be Hannah Montana Forever soundtrack, right? We know the first one, we know the second one, we even know the third one. But the fourth one, I feel like, was such on the back end of it, and there was such an underwhelming investment into it. There was no concert or anything like that. They really didn't push the fourth season music, even though it was the most mature to me. So I think they should do like a little mashup of season four songs. They should do the whole song of Gonna Get This for sure. Absolutely. You have Ordinary Girl. Absolutely. You need to do the full song of that and then have mashups just kind of in between of the songs from the fourth one. But you know, the first one and the second one, you're going to have to perform those songs. The third one, you could probably even do mashups in there as well. But you do have He Could Be the One. So there are some songs that you really have to, I don't know, flesh out. But the way that Miley Cyrus does her set list, I don't think that that's going to be a problem. But that's what I would like to see. You know, I'm just curious to see how a concert of Hannah Montana covers, not it's not necessarily covers because that's her voice. Those are her songs, period, at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, I just feel like, whoa, like there's a lot to work with here. And seeing this get, you know, this promo that's not it's unofficial, it's not real, but it's getting 500,000. It's on news channels. So in my mind, it's forcing Disney Channel to commit. It's also forcing Miley to stick with what she said, right? Because she could say that and then she could move on from it and just be like, didn't work out. It really wasn't the tea, all of that, or whatever. It really forces both ends to commit because Disney Channel sees a dollar sign. They do. They see, okay, if we go ahead and do this, we're really going to get revenue from this. So to me, because they see that. There's no way they don't. So that's an indication to me that they may get behind Miley and invest in this. And I don't think this is something that you can half-ass do. Let's be real. You have to take the time to invest and make this special because Hannah Montana wasn't just some random show. It wasn't even just some hit show. They got some good numbers. Hannah Montana had Disney Channel eating. She was paying the bills. She was keeping the lights on. Yes, her face was everywhere, on everything, on every toothbrush, on every pencil, on every backpack, on every commercial. Oh, you mean this music video is not Hannah Montana, it's Miley Cyrus start all over? Oh, okay. Well, oh, so this music video is from what? The Hannah Montana concert where they took the performance and turned it into a music video, right? Because they turned it into a music video, they also used it inside the show as if she was doing a live show inside the TV show. Like, you were running my sister down. I mean, that 3D concert, the Hannah Montana movie. Let's not play here. You had my girlie everywhere. She was running Disney Channel. So I feel like it's only fair, especially being a Disney legend officially. Been one to us, but didn't need an award for it, but I'm glad she has it. But T, now is the time to invest in this. 20 years is a big thing. And I just feel like they should not miss the opportunity. There's no reason to. I mean, creatively, it makes sense. Timing wise, I don't think it could be better for the people who are in the show. I think that a lot of them had gone through difficulty in moments in their lives where they had to grow, figure it out, whatever the case was. And we're really seeing a lot of those people make full circle moments in their careers right now. So I just feel like the timing is even good for everybody, not just Miley. Truly. So, I'd love to see, Mitchell on the couch, Emily on the couch, Miley on the couch, Moises on the couch, Jason on the couch. I would even love to see Billy on the couch. I don't know how well that would go, but, and by that, I mean, he has presented himself to be a certain way. Let's just be real. So, will he be would he be back for a reunion? Would they bring him for a reunion? And the difference now is, right, because back then a reunion or something probably would have specifically been on Disney Channel, but now that they have Disney Plus, they can do things more risque, right? So even if somebody doesn't have a clear perfect image, they can still put that on Disney Plus. I mean, it even goes back to look at. I talk about Kylie Control all the time because the room and space that she has on Disney Channel to really be out there and risque with what she does, even as far as her Disney Channel character having a nose ring. It's like, whoa. It's gaggering because Descendants premiered on Disney Plus. It didn't premiere on Disney Channel first. So it was just interesting because, again, putting on Disney Plus first really allows you to have more of a mature take, because on Disney Channel they really had to filter out a lot of things, even the most minuscule. If it was only on Disney Channel, that nose ring would not be on Miss Princess Red's nose. I promise you that. So it's just interesting to see the evolution of Disney Channel as well. So we'll see if they'll have Billy Ray Cyrus in some sort of reunion. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate seeing the entire cast, not a part of it, you know. Um, Especially since we really didn't get too much of Mitchell that last season of Hannah Montana. I mean, look, if you know what the tea is about that, he went to do another TV show. That's the bottom line. There was a wait between Hannah Montana 3 and Hannah Montana Forever. And it was very clear that getting them to do a season 4 was quite a task. Disney Channel shows did not go past season 3. And if a Disney Channel show went past season 3, it had another name. So that's interesting. And look, a lot of it is just because, and look, I'm going to say allegedly, right? Because these characters, I mean, these shows, my dog is barking at the door, and I'm like, is she knocking on my door for me to come out here? Girl, okay. She's out there with my nieces. I'm like, I'm recording this podcast right now, child. Okay, I'll be out in a minute. But after a Disney Channel show goes into season 4, it has a different name. And that's typically, allegedly, because they don't want to continuously pay these people. And it's kind of a cop out for them to have to keep paying, right? Things kind of get to reset if they do that.